The night was too quiet. Only the soft whistle of the wind moved through the corn, and the pale moonlight spilled across the field like cold fire. I lay on the dirt, chest rising and falling, trying to catch my breath. For a moment, I thought I was alone. And then I felt it. Fingers. Long, bony, translucent, sliding over mine. Not mine. Not human. I scrambled to my feet, stumbling at first, my legs heavy with fear. My breath came ragged, too loud in the silence. I forced myself forward, pushing through the wall of corn, heart pounding so loud I was sure it would draw them closer. That's when I saw it. A massive stone jutted out of the ground ahead, cracked and ancient, the kind of thing that didn't belong here. An old tree rose beside it, its branches stretched wide, shadow spilling like black water over the rock. And there, on top of it, was him. A boy, maybe 23. His dark hair clung to his forehead, his face pale with exhaustion. He wore a rugged jacket, but it was torn, blood staining the fabric. One leg was bound in ripped cloth, dark with fresh red. He watched me as I stumbled forward. For a moment, his hand twitched toward the pistol at his side. He didn't trust me. Why should he? But then his expression shifted. He reached out, arms shaking, and I grabbed hold. His grip was weak, but he pulled me up onto the stone beside him. The first thing I noticed was the blood. Too much blood. It pooled beneath him, soaking into the rock. He tried to hide it, but I could see the way his jaw clenched against the pain. Behind us, the corn hissed again. Rustles. The sound of something circling, staying just out of sight. A clicking noise echoed between the stalks, followed by a guttural growl that made my stomach twist. "They won't come out," he whispered. His voice was rough, strained. I stared at him. "What do you mean?" "They stay in the corn," he said. "Always. They won't come out." Not all the way I wanted to believe him, but every shadow looked alive. Every sound in that field was a warning. My breath shuddered as I tried to calm myself. I could still feel that touch on my hand, cold, wrong, lingering like a stain. He was watching me. Maybe he saw the terror on my face, or maybe he just knew. After all, he had been here longer. He said he had been stuck out here for days. Long enough to learn their patterns. Long enough to believe we were safe only because of the stone. His grandmother's truck was somewhere at the edge of the field, he told me. That's why he came here. But when he spoke about her, there was something in his voice. Something broken. I didn't tell him about the body I saw when I ran, half buried in the dirt, fingers stiff, face turned toward the sky. I didn't have the heart. Somewhere out in the corn, I thought I heard Laura's voice, soft at first, then sharper, crying, begging. My stomach twisted. "Laura," I whispered. The boy's eyes darkened. "Don't. It's not her anymore." But the sound kept coming, crying, then moaning, then silence, as if whatever was left of her had been swallowed whole. The boy shifted, wincing, adjusting the gun in his hand. I noticed the way he kept his distance at first, as though he wasn't sure if he could trust me. But when I handed him a bottle of water from my pack, he let me stay closer. He tried to drink, his hand trembling, and I tore part of my sleeve to clean the blood from his leg. He didn't stop me. He just watched me, his eyes heavy with pain, but softer than before. We sat in silence after that, listening. The growls, the clicks, the way the corn whispered, never still, never quiet. Every once in a while, a howl echoed across the field, long and broken, like something calling to the others. They answered back, deep and guttural, shaking the air around us. "They're still there," I whispered. He nodded. "They don't sleep." I wanted to cry, but the tears wouldn't come. Instead, I asked about him, about his life, anything to distract us. He told me he grew up here, never left this town. that his father had died when he was young, and all he had was his grandmother. That the stone we sat on wasn't just a rock. People called it the Devil's Rock. It had been here for as long as anyone remembered. He said the crops grew differently here, wilder, stronger. Some said it was because of the stone. Some said it was cursed. Maybe both. As he spoke, I thought about the life I had lived, about the mistakes I made, about how Laura and I ran from everything, from the camp, from the robbery, from the blood on my hands. I wanted to tell him everything, and maybe I did. Maybe because I thought we wouldn't survive the night. He listened, eyes heavy but kind. He didn't judge me. Not out loud. Hours passed. The night dragged on, each minute longer than the last. Sometimes I thought about running again, about slipping back into the corn and taking my chances. But then the growls came, closer than before, and I stayed. By dawn, he was weaker, his skin clammy, his hands shaking. I tried to keep him awake, to talk, to remind him he wasn't alone, but I could see it in his eyes. He didn't believe he'd make it much longer. He pressed something into my palm. Cold, small, a rabbit's foot keychain. For luck. He then raised the pistol, hands shaking, eyes heavy with defeat. No, I snapped, grabbing his arm, forcing him to meet my eyes.
You have to listen to me!
Shoot, scream, whatever it takes. But don't you stop. I'll bring the truck. For the first time, he saw it in me. Not fear, not hesitation, determination. He blinked, then nodded, jaw tight. The pistol barked into the night, flashes of light tearing at the shadows. I sprinted into the corn. Every step was fire in my veins. The truck loomed where he said it would, rusted, old, but still alive. I yanked the door open, my breath ragged but steady, turned the key, and the engine roared. I gripped the wheel. Then I saw him, on the stone, firing, the creatures circling like wolves. His pistol clicked empty, his shoulders slumped. For a moment, he believed I was gone. But then my headlights split the dark. His eyes widened. Relief. Get in! I shouted, voice sharp, commanding. He stumbled in, clutching his leg, and I hit the gas again. The corn bent, broke, and screamed as we tore through it. My hand closed around the lighter in my pocket. I didn't hesitate. With a flick, the flame bloomed. I tossed it into the field. The fire leapt instantly, racing across the stalks, a wall of flame behind us. The creatures shrieked, their shadows thrashing in the inferno. I didn't look back. I drove, strong, steady. We were alive, because I chose not to run.